Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Reptilian Reprobates, the podcast where two or more dudes talk about all things reptile and other scaly things that crawl on the ground. Things that lay eggs. It's usually the main topic of our podcast.
Like chickens.
I'm of course your host. Yeah, like chickens. Chickens are reptiles, everybody, but you knew that coming into the episode. You know, you guys are our audience is deep herpetology fans. You know what I mean? So, anyway, welcome to the show. I'm your host this evening. Everybody calls me the ectothermic Elliot. I'm here with my co-host, the sneaky snack himself, Mr. Skyler. And I'd like to kick things off. Skyler, what's your favorite reptile?
Probably Reptile from Mortal Kombat.
Reptile from Wow. Damn.
That's my favorite reptile. He can spit acid and he can melt your face off. He can melt your whole, head and just leave your skull. Mm-hmm. It's pretty impressive.
Dude, and he has a really long tongue. Yeah.
And his stage is like the toxic pit where if you uppercut somebody as their fatality, they fall into the back. I'm pretty sure that's his stage. It's either that or the one with the creepy trees.
I want to say the creepy trees one is more like Noob Saibot, but
Noob Saibot.
Yeah, I forget. At least I didn't play all of the Mortal Kombat games. I played a good handful of them. The one I played the most was Shaolin Monks, of course, the
most not Mortal Kombat game.
Yeah.
The one that tried to do something different, and it did it well. It was really good.
I thought so. I thought it was a fantastic game, even if it didn't follow the traditional, just 2D fighter. As a person who had siblings, you would have to share the console, and it's okay, 2-player games, co-op games were super fun. I always thought they were super
That one
fun.
was a good, because you could play through the whole game co-op. There wasn't,
the entire game, it was the story was written around Liu Kang and Kung Lao, going through the shit together. So
I had a friend stay the night once at my house, and I didn't have a memory card for my PlayStation 2. I don't know how I ended up at a point. I don't know how I ended up at a point with no memory card. But I remember that was the game we chose, and we decided to beat it.
Man.
We made it to Shao Kahn, and he just bodied us. He destroyed us.
It's so hard.
It's it ramps up difficult. Goro's pretty strong.
Goro's strong, and then back to back Goro to Kintaro, and you're oh fuck, and there's not really much healing in between.
No, there's no healing at all.
There's no healing, and then it drops you into Shao Kahn right after that.
And he just one-shots you. Even if you have almost full health, he'll just one-shot you.
Yeah.
So we never beat it, and then we had to, shut off the... this same friend also didn't have a memory card for his PlayStation 1, and he made it up to... He played Final Fantasy VII without a memory card.
Oh,
and he made it really far. It's been a while since I played. I think he made it to the end of Disc 1.
Huh.
But
that's pretty
I thought
far,
that was impressive. I didn't. I'm not not at the time. I didn't really think much of it, but looking back on it now, I'm damn, dude, fuck. That's a game you need to save in.
Yeah, for sure. Did you play through Shaolin Monks as Liu Kang or Kung Lao?
I was Liu Kang.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Me too. When I played, I was mostly Liu Kang. But that's what's up, dude. That bicycle kick, I want that to be real.
No kidding.
I want to see somebody do that in real life. It's fucking awesome. Yeah. So reptiles and things. I thought it would be a fun way to turn a new leaf on the podcast again. We said last time that we were gonna revamp the podcast, right, into a new
it's a new era, it's a new arc.
Yeah, it's a new arc. So we're doing it again. I think this overarching arc is like mini arcs of every episode we do something different and turn a new leaf. So, and I thought this was the logical. We were like obviously a conspiracy podcast last episode. So going into like lizard people, the next logical step is to talk about lizards and reptiles and be like a herpetology podcast. Give out. I'm all for it.
I mean, we've done true crime. Mm-hmm, we've done comedy. We've done video game news. Yep.
Right. We've done. Oh shit! I feel like we did another podcast archetype. Did we talk? Oh, we talked about like a Netflix thing, so a streaming entertainment news podcast.
Sure, we were a Chuck Tingle podcast for a second.
We were. That's right.
I mean, more than a second. I think we brought him up. I mean, if we include this, like maybe 3 or 4 episodes. Love you, Chuck Tingle, if you're listening.
Love you, Chuck Tingle. Holler at us, dude. You're great. Yeah. So this is the next one. Is we do a scientific podcast, and the first scientific thing we do is reptile, because I like reptiles. I think they're kind of cool. They're kind of neat. Personally, I think they are. I don't know.
Just some cold-blooded motherfuckers.
They're literally cold-blooded. That's one of the first story ideas, so to speak, of when I thought, like back in the day when you're in elementary school and you read a lot of books and you're like, I'm going to grow up and be an author. Like the first major story like book idea that I had was, it's pretty much ripping off any other superhero thing. Like a dude gets bitten by a snake, but then he becomes like cold-blooded instead of, so he's like a cold-blooded human being and he's basically a reptile guy or like a snake dude.
So he has to like stick his tongue out and feel for warmth.
Yeah. So he can like smell things really good. Like he'll still have some human characteristics, of course. So he'd still have good eyesight and be, I don't know, a biped.
Would he also be in high school and struggling the, being a superhero and also a high school student, a teenager?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. And then eventually he'd be recruited into like a school of other people who were also have some sort of mutation.
And maybe they're represented by a letter, like Z or Y.
Like Z is actually really cool. The Z people,
the Z persons.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I had that. I think that idea of doing, because we're warm-blooded people, we're mammals. Humans were mammals, right? Most of us. So mammals are warm-blooded, but being cold-blooded, it's totally, reptiles live a totally different life being cold-blooded. You can't just digest food super easily. You have to like go sunbathe to digest your food, But
you like eat once and then you're good for a solid 3 days.
Yeah.
You don't have to be fed too often. You just have to eat a lot.
Mm-hmm.
What if?
And then even then you could.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No. Don't you ever apologize to me on this podcast.
We always talk over each other. I just feel bad.
We do. There's got to be some kind of trick to it because it doesn't seem to happen on like real podcasts. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I think it's the revolver that I have pointed at you at all times. It makes things like...
It's very tense. I'm very scared.
Yeah. Fills us both with anxiety.
I know that if I'm not funny for even 1 second, that you will pull that trigger and blow my brains all over this
That's right.
wall.
Yeah, I keep the hammer cocked. I don't fuck around.
It looks loaded. I mean, I don't know. I don't know enough about guns, but I mean...
Yeah.
It's intimidating.
What you didn't know about me is that I have some Hollywood connections who can get me blanks.
But that would that probably would still kill me.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, depending on how close you fire it to my face.
Probably. I mean, even if it didn't, like, placebo effect, if you think you got shot hard enough, then, you die. I think.
Oh, so like you don't. It's like Russian
case.
roulette. Like you don't have it loaded, or it is.
Yeah.
It is loaded, but you're playing Russian roulette. You spin it, and you point it at the guy, and then you shoot, and it clicks. But like he has a heart attack because he's so scared.
Yeah, like right at the moment that the hammer falls on an empty bullet chamber. I obviously know a lot about guns. But yeah, at that exact moment, his heart just gives out, and he's like, because he's already, as the gun is pointed at him, he's decided he's going to be fucking shot in the head. So he makes his own destiny. He manifests his own death, even though
it's blank, it's not, it wasn't going to be the bullet. Here in America, that would still be classified as murder, or at least manslaughter. Like if that exact thing happened, like you had a gun, it wasn't loaded, you shoot it, and they have a heart attack.
Yeah, that's still like you still caused their death, even though
you can't say that they just
had
the heart. I mean, maybe a lawyer would try to argue, well, it was just coincidence. He just had a heart attack, and then whatever would freaking the defense attorney would point out his finger and be like, "Hold on,
objection,
injury." I forget how he says it in Japanese, but it's just as
I don't
good.
know that word yet. Okay, nice.
It's like, hold on, or I forget what he said. It's been so long since I played Ace Attorney.
Yeah, I tried to play it. I got through most of it, but I didn't. On one of the like first or second major case, there's a point where like if you don't point out some kind of fence spike thing, it fucks up your trial. Because there's some witness who says something about, I don't know, I don't remember. But I fucked it up, and I was just like, well, I don't know how to win this game anymore.
I mean, you don't ever have to start over from the beginning.
Oh. I gave up a lot on things in the past.
It's understandable.
Guys,
there's some pretty hard cases in that.
Yeah.
I will admit I had to use a guide on it. Maybe one or two of them, just because it was such a weird esoteric thing that I wouldn't even think of doing, or a piece of evidence that I wouldn't think to bring up with somebody. And then there's fucking whatever Edgeworth, and he's like, "Oh, I have an updated autopsy report," after you just gave like the best defense of your life. And he just shows up and he's like you can't do that. You can't be like,
his name is Edgeworth.
Yeah, Miles Edgeworth. He's the prosecutor, or he's like the head prosecutor, and also
that's like his rival,
yes,
right?
Basically,
yeah. You're not just a clown. You're the whole circus guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
he has the like ascot.
Man, I want to rock an ascot, dude. It'd be cool. No, ascots aren't cool. I'm sorry I said that. Never mind, everybody. Don't buy ascots.
I can just think of him, and then I think of Fred from Scooby-Doo, who could like rock it.
Dude, he did rock it, but that guy, he just, I don't know, he nailed the whole I'm a dense fella archetype, I guess. I don't know.
He was pretty good about always splitting up with the women and making Shaggy and Scooby go off by themselves.
Yeah. That's what a leader does. He's like, okay, let me take the hottest woman here, and we'll go off on our own, and you guys can solve the mystery yourselves. Good plan, everybody. And they're like, whoa, what's the plan? But yeah, it worked. It fucking worked, obviously. How many people Scooby-Doo and the gang have caught because of Fred's leadership?
God, they caught so many people committing fraud. I mean, that was basically what it was every time. It was fraud.
It was essentially fraud, yeah. It was just like outlandish fraud. Instead of it being just like, I don't know, regular insurance fraud, it was like, well, the place is haunted, so nobody can come here.
There is one like from the original whatever 60s 70s Scooby-Doo, there is one episode with like they go to a carnival or a circus, and there's like a robot man chasing them That was real. That was all real.
The android dude. Yeah. Yeah, like he was an actual fucking robot that was built by like the guy, whoever was actually in charge, right?
Yes. I mean, it's been a long time. I just remember that one was like, you know, they pull off the mask and there's nobody there. It was like actually real.
Yeah. Man. I fucking love Scooby-Doo. That's one of my favorite cartoons of all time ever. Every iteration of it has been good.
It really has. Even like the newer, like Mystery Inc. That one was pretty
Mystery
good.
Inc. was freaking awesome, dude.
Very good.
I really liked it.
All the movies have been good, even as outlandish as they are. Like Cyber Chase was just crazy, but I loved it.
Yeah.
The Zombie Island one with like the really hot
Zombie Island. Chicks. That's a fucking they were like tier.
Witches, yeah.
They were witches, but they were like cat witches, and it was in like the swamps of Louisiana. So it really spoke to me when I was living in Louisiana at the time, and I was like, "Oh shit, voodoo and zombies, man." But yeah, they handled it pretty well. I thought it was a good movie. I liked that movie a lot, dude. I watched it like 50,000 times.
Yeah, I've seen it a lot too, and the live action one, at least the first one.
Yeah, the live action ones were really good. I did see the first one more than the second, but the second one was also like really, really good for bringing in the lore of Scooby-Doo into like a real life kind of situation.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I never did like Scrappy though.
Nah, Scrappy's
not a fan.
Bitch. Nah, fuck Scrappy, dude.
A lot of shows back then would do that.
His other cousin was cool. What?
I was saying, like, a lot of shows back then would do that. It would be the main cast of characters for a while, and they'd bring, like, a younger, like, a child.
Yeah, like a younger, shittier version of, like, the main character.
Yes.
And they'd be closely related in some way, so it's like they can't just run them off or be like, hey, you're annoying. Like, they have to because their aunt is a real fucking bitch, and they have to take care of them or something because, you know, she's off doing coke or whatever. I don't know.
It's like in TV
I don't know what the story was with Scrappy, have a baby. Dude.
Then it's like that's when you know the show was going to shit because the writers have run out of ideas. If like they have one of the main cast have a baby, because then it has to be everything. The story now revolves around that character and the baby.
Mm-hmm. It's easy writing, easy plot development, and it's also easy built-in audience because human beings make children, so obviously they're gonna relate to a TV character having a child. And, you know, they can all get together and be like, oh, look at us, fucking mommy brain or daddy brain, or I'm a fucking boy dad and a girl mom, or what. I don't know anything about being a parent. I'm not talking shit. People who are parents, you are great. You are literally providing the future. I'm not talking shit. I just don't understand.
Love you, Mom.
That's all I'm saying. Happy late Mother's Day, everybody. Yeah. I don't know how we got there, but I did look up a couple reptile facts to drop on this episode so that we could interlace the main theme of it. Did you know alligator blood is antibiotic and antimicrobial? Microbial.
There you go.
Antimicrobial. It's actually like it actively fights HIV, the West Nile virus, and herpes. So, good news, if you fuck an alligator, you can't get HIV from it. Or if an alligator fucks you, you can't get HIV or herpes from it because their blood just fights it because they're fucking dinosaurs, you guys. Because alligators they're dinosaurs. So
what do you think would happen if instead of mammals evolving it was actually reptiles, cold-blooded creatures
as the
dominant species. Do you think they would
predator?
Do you think they would have evolved like us, where they have like secondary sex characteristics like breasts? Or would it still be? It would just be like giant snakes and tortoises.
I like to. Dude, if like tortoises ran the world, that'd be pretty sweet. Humans are just like, in this stage, they'd still be like half-formed monkey people that were just, I don't know, genetically they just suck because they're not as hairy as monkeys, so they can't stay warm.
Yeah,
but
and
the
that's
reptile,
just the
tortoises
nature of our planet.
would be in charge.
It's just better suited for us.
Yeah.
But if there was a planet that could, do you think that there would be snake women
reptiles.
with titties?
I like to think so. It probably wouldn't be as exaggerated as big ol' human titties, but
I mean, they would have brains like us. They would have their brains would be bigger. They wouldn't be just giant snakes. They would be humanoid. Like they evolved the same way. They grew. They found out. Oh fuck! Fucking fingers work.
But they kept the tail because it's awesome.
Sure. Yeah.
But they were like, hey, if we walk on 2 feet, we can look cooler, I guess.
I mean, it's more advantageous.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing we humans have on other animals is our endurance. I mean, say, like, if you're going to hunt down a deer, you can probably just run it. You can exhaust it. You get a point where it can't. It's like cats, too. Like, if your cat ever gets out, and you could just chase it until it gets
and then
tired.
Eventually it'll... Something about, like, the lactic acid buildup or something.
Yeah.
Because we can make lactic acid, I think, is the thing. Like other species can't do that, so their muscles overheat. Yeah, there's something about like blood distribution of oxygen.
Our heart,
because lactic acid and
in our big old lungs.
Again, I never took fucking anatomy. I don't know what the fuck human bodies can do, but from what I understand is that
it's pretty incredible.
Yeah. I like to think it would be really cool to be cold-blooded, though, because, I mean, not really. The more I think about it, not really, because you have to like warm yourself up before you can move around and do things.
Yeah,
if it's cold, that
wouldn't be a good thing, especially in certain climates where the sun doesn't ever come out.
Ooh, man, yeah.
Like,
that's why there's no alligators in the North Pole.
That we know of.
Santa actually pulls his sleigh with magical alligators, and we've been lying about it all these years.
It's been covered up.
Telling people it's reindeer, so that people will feel bad about killing reindeer. It was propagated by the reindeer industry, Reindeer Enterprises LLC. If you'll look it up, they own a significant portion of the Santa Claus advertising IP.
They definitely get a lot of money from the Rothschild family. I mean, it's just coincidental. God, I'm not going to be put on a hit list for saying that, am I?
I don't know.
The Rothschilds, they scan podcasts. They find people who know their conspiracy.
I don't know, because I don't know who the Rothschilds are.
There's like a conspiracy that they like own a whole bunch of the world's wealth because the family is so big that they have people, executives in really high positions in different. This one family owns so much wealth that they basically control the world, the media, everything. That kind of, this is the conspiracy theory callback.
Yeah,
but this is like a real conspiracy theory. This isn't like, I mean, the birthday cake flavor.
conspiracy.
It goes pretty deep. It's
fact.
real.
Mm-hmm. That entire last episode was scripted. We wrote and have sources for everything that we claimed.
Elliot might have a gun pointed at me, but there are guns pointed at him as well. We just can't see them. But they're also pointed at me too, so I'm really the fucked one.
Yeah.
I have to be
Real
entertaining, and I also have to not talk about the thing that since the last episode we're not allowed to mention anymore.
That's right. That is correct. That's the
for reasons completely unrelated.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, reptiles, right? Super cool.
Reptiles.
Great.
Yeah. I have a second cool fact here. And then I'm done with the cool facts.
He's definitely not reading this off a teleprompter.
I'm not reading it off of the teleprompter right now. Pause to pretend you're reading other things. So, snakes, right? Venomous snakes.
Skylar interrupts. Like Metal Gear Solid Snake.
Yes, this is why. You see? I call back every episode. Subtly. In every episode that we do. It's not as episodic as we make it seem. Is all I'm saying. Anyway, snakes. Snake venom. Totally super complex. One thing that they measure snakes by is they measure venomous snakes by. One of the scientific things that they measure is the probability of having a dry bite. So say you're in the wild and you are in confrontation with a venomous rattlesnake. I think rattlesnakes are venomous. And they lunge and bite at you. There is a chance that when they bite you, they don't inject you with venom. Did you know that?
Do they pierce the skin and don't inject, or is it just like a scratch? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just called a dry bite, which I think is really funny because it's like it's kind of like whiskey dick but for snakes.
Oh, so like they can't get off.
Yeah, like they bite you and they're just like, "Oh man, oh geez, I'm sorry. I've been taking this new medication and it makes it really hard to shoot venom into you. So, I had a big day at work."
He's like, "Here's $50. Should get you a cab and
$50.
pack of smokes."
Sorry, just you're here in the middle of the Mojave Desert, but yeah, just turn to your left and just keep walking. This will get you to Reno. And please don't tell your friends.
You'd have to be very fortunate to get a dry bite. I mean,
yeah, which is great.
Depending on the snake,
yeah, there's
of course,
super
you got to get
crazy
that shit
venomous
treated
snakes.
Quick.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that video where they put like snake venom into just a little bit of blood?
No,
it's crazy. I couldn't tell you what snake it is, but they basically take like a little bit of blood, like a little vial, put some snake venom into it, and the blood like coagulates. It like turns like not solid, but just it hardens kind of.
Fucking clots up super hard. All the different types of snake venom. It's crazy what the fuck. It's just a variety of crazy things. Like some snakes have their venom, like it makes your blood do the opposite of that. It like stops it from clotting at all. So then it'll like bite you. Your blood can't clot, so then you'll just like bleed out super fast. And then there's and then the opposite of that. It makes your blood coagulate super fast. The ones that just like paralyze you so that you're just awake and you have to let this snake keep biting you, but you can't move and you can't run away. That's a fucking nightmare situation, man. Oh my god.
It is a nightmare situation. I've never been bit by a snake before. Thankfully.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither.
The only
I'm a
venomous
pussy
thing venom is, I guess it'd be venomous, is a spider bite. I got bit by a brown recluse once. Those fuckers.
Oh shit,
that
dude,
shit
really?
fucking was, it was bad.
Oh my god.
It was not good. I got like MRSA from it. I mean, it was just, I got a pretty gnarly scar from it, to say the least.
Damn. Yeah, those things will make like it like I don't know, it like causes cell necrosis, right?
Basically, yeah.
Isn't it super bad?
It gets, if you don't get it treated right away, which I didn't. Ugh. I mean, because it kind of looks just like an ingrown hair at first.
Oh man!
But, so you don't really.
I don't like to hear that. Yeah. Fuck. I have really curly hair, so I get ingrown hairs all the fucking time. Yeah, God damn it!
It's be on the lookout for brown recluses.
Son of a bitch.
Apparently,
I like spiders
can't
too.
bite them. They can't bite themselves or like bite you themselves without like applying pressure. Oh. So it's like if they're just crawling on you, like don't smack it, just flick it off. Oh. Because if you smack it, then it'll depress its fangs into your skin and.
Oh, that's.
But
crazy.
It can't like just bite you if it's crawling on you, so you don't have to worry about them crawling all over you while you sleep. And
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I've wondered why people can just like let spiders crawl all over them and shit for like challenges and stuff, and they're not like terrified of their life being in danger. That, I guess that makes sense.
I mean, they probably wouldn't do it with brown recluses. I mean, because
I would hope
wouldn't
not,
even risk
man.
it,
man. I've heard that about like daddy long legs, that their mouth is too small to even bite you.
Yeah.
So, but they're super venomous apparently, or something like that. I was like,
Yep.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I haven't seen it because I don't in a long time.
Yeah. Oh shit. I don't mind spiders, dude. I have a couple in my apartment. Like, I'm sure there's one. I think there's a big mama spider that's under my bookcase, because my bookcase is lifted off the ground by like a little bit, like a platform kind of thing. But I look over at it, and it's covered in spider webs and the little balls of dead bugs that they've sucked the guts out of, and I'm like, good for you.
Yeah, they're good to have around. I mean, just as a...
Like, I hate flying insects. I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast that I had been stung between my eyes by a fucking wasp when I was a child. Did I tell that story?
I don't think not on the podcast, at least.
Okay. Yeah, so I lived in a trailer. I've lived in multiple trailers.
This
One
is
trailer
the Midwest
I lived
Scumbag
in.
Podcast, of course.
Yeah. When coming inside from playing outside or whatever, and the hallway that leads down to the bedroom at the end of the hall. Bedroom at the end of the hall was the kids' bedroom. Little hallway or whatever. I'm going towards the bedroom. Wasp flies down, stings me right between the eyes, dude. It knocked me down. I think I fell down. I don't know. I was a drama queen little bitch baby anyway, so I have
my own wasp story from when I was a child.
Ooh. Yeah.
I was over at a friend's house, and they had like an above ground pool. Anyway, we were swimming in it, and it was middle of summer, so wasps are out in droves. One flew up and stung me like right on my eyebrow, my right eye.
Oh man.
And it was bad. It was very painful. I went home crying. And my uncle, who was only like 13 at the time, had to take care of me.
Oh man.
So I have
wait, your uncle who was 13 at the time, is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
My mom had me at a very young age, so...
Nah, yeah. No judgment. I wanted to make sure I heard that right.
Yeah. But to be fair, he was also the, son of a second marriage, but still blood related, so I guess,
like a late child.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to like dive into your family.
No, that's okay. I mean, fuck it. I don't care. Here's my mom's address. Here's my dad's address. More importantly.
What was your mom's maiden name again?
Here's her social. But yeah, dude, no, I don't fuck around with wasps. I do not.
No.
They
terrify me still to this day. I try to fight like the normal everyday fears that people go through on a normal basis, but like on top of that, a crippling fear of wasps and flying insects that sting. I'm not super afraid of like honeybees. Honeybees are nice. They're cool.
Bees are cool,
but like
they won't attack you unless you like fuck with them. But wasps, they go out. They're out for blood. Like they see you, they sense you anywhere near you, they will fucking sting you.
They're fucking ruthless, and there's no point to them stinging you. They just do it because they're fucking assholes. And their wings have a terrifying buzz. Not like a nice soft honeybee buzz. It's a scary, I'm gonna fucking fly into your car when you first get into the car, and then hang out in there because I'm a fucking wasp and I'm just gonna wait for you to not... that happened to me the other day. We're approaching summertime, everybody, of course. So wasps are out and about. They're starting it up. And I got in my car, rolled down my windows, wasp flies right in. And I was just like, nope, I bailed out. I was like, fuck this. Walked around my car for like 5 minutes in terror. Took out my my ice scraper thing and like banged it around inside the car to make sure it wasn't hiding. And I was just like, fuck. So then I got in, rolled my windows up real quick, and I was just like...
I do the same fucking thing, dude. I mean, that's like a primal fear of mine is like while I'm driving, you know, especially like if I'm driving where I really need to pay attention, all of a sudden there's going to be a wasp that was just like hiding or some kind of flying insect.
Yeah, or like one just comes out of the air conditioning duct.
Oh my God, that would be...
Fuck that.
I was going to say, like, as soon as I saw the first wasp, I went and bought a can of that, like, because they're resistant to a lot of, like, Raid. You have to buy, like, a specific brand that is for wasps.
Of course.
Because everything else just pisses them off. Last year, they got really bad at my workplace, just because, you know, they can, you know, the front doors both open, so anybody comes in, wasps can fly right in. And we didn't have any, so I was like, I don't want to fuck with these things. What is the best way to take them out without, like, actual... Like,
in a holistic way?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not holistic for them, but, I mean, what I found is you get, like...
It's not holistic for them.
I would say it's unholistic, because, man, that would be an awful way to... You basically suffocate them. What you do is you get, like, a spray bottle... like a, you know, any kind of like window cleaner bottle, whatever, and you put like maybe like just fill the bottom layer up with Dawn dish soap. And then you fill it up halfway with water, shake it up, you fucking spray it on them, it like suffocates them and they die.
Oh yeah, because it's like it has the wetness of water, but it's like there's an
and they can't fly either is the thing, because once it gets soap gets on their wings, they can't. They're too heavy to fly. It's brutal, and it's they die
deserve
slow.
It. Fuck them.
But yeah, fuck them. They die slow.
Good.
I'll say that. I mean, I'll give them a good whack if they like fall down, but if they're like on the wall, they'll just like stick there and try to fly. I like to think they're screaming and thinking of the moment they were born and how it all came to this.
Good. I have no pity for them. I like to think that things on this planet have souls, but I don't think wasps have souls, dude. They're just viruses on a macro level. You know what I mean? I
mean, you'd have to be a really bad person in life to be reincarnated as a wasp. That's what you believe in.
Dude. You have to be a real
because there ain't nobody on this planet, I guarantee it, that likes wasps.
No, probably not.
There probably is. Let's be
There's
fair.
Every single thing that exists on this planet, somebody is balls deep in its existence and its lore. So Yeah.
It's tied. It's like them or
looking
mosquitoes. I don't know which
example.
I hate more.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Not as cool as reptiles.
No. Mosquitoes carry West Nile virus, which alligators are immune to, dude.
If
their blood actively fights it off. I don't know why I'm screaming. I'm sorry.
It's exciting. Because if they had evolved to be humanoid reptiles like that, they'd be immune to a lot of the stuff that fucks with us. Do you think they'd probably be immune to COVID?
Yeah. Dude, I'm sure they are. COVID's probably bullshit to them. Little bitch virus that they get from just like, I don't know, they live in fucking swamp water. Like what could be worse than the fucking parasites?
Yeah, they choose to live in the shit
in there. And they choose to live in it because they're like, we're fucking bad dinosaur bros and we're gonna hang out in a gnarly fucking swamp and just eat shit and have 3,000 plus teeth in our lifetime. That's another fact that I didn't write down, but I just remember. I'm not looking at my phone right now, I promise. They have, so like all of those alligator teeth necklaces and shit you see, it's like, it's not really that rare. Somebody didn't have to go out and kill an alligator for it. They probably just found it on some, I don't know, wherever you find alligator teeth.
They got all them teeth, but no toothbrush.
They all got all them teeth, but no toothbrush. Wow. Something wrong with her medulla oblongata.
God damn it. Adam Sandler, folks.
Adam
Sandler, give it up. Give it up for 90s
Shout
Adam
out.
Sandler.
That's right. Adam Sandler, big fan of the podcast. Kudos to
Definitely
you,
a friend of the podcast. Always welcome.
Revolving door for Adam Sandler. And associates. I'll say and associates.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. David Spade. I'll talk to David Spade. He's cool.
Steve Buscemi. He was a firefighter during 9/11.
Steve Buscemi is a fucking super cool dude. Like, he's really cool. That's all I can say about him, I guess. I don't know. Kevin James, cool guy. King of Queens, good show.
Paul Blart, Mall Cop.
Paul Blart, not my favorite movie, but it was alright for what it was. It was, I thought it was really funny. Did you remember when that came out and then, like, just a couple months after it, Observe and Report came out?
I still probably get those two confused.
Same fucking movie. Like, the plot points were almost the exact same. And there were, like, scenes that lined up that were like, oh, Paul Blart's wearing a silly sweater when he's at this, like, TGI Fridays. And then it was like, Seth Rogen is in kind of a silly sweater, but they're in a fucking Applebee's or something. It was like, it lined up really close in plot points. So,
I wonder if there was anything going on behind the scenes that led to that.
Right? I've heard that, like, there's a thing where people write scripts and then they sell their script, but you can just, like, take the script and make a movie out of it and base it kind of on the script, but you don't have to really, as long as you put in a credit towards it or something. Guys, I'm a big Hollywood insider, so these are all facts and exactly how it happens.
No, I mean, it has some merit to it. Like Stephen King, he lets like anybody pick up the royalties, or not royalties, but do a adaptation of his stories.
Yeah, he does.
Like, and super cheap too, like indie movies, whatever. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, he's probably going to get more from like a movie like It.
Yeah,
in,
it was
recent
a big movie,
years.
But I heard the recent Pet Sematary remake adaptation. I heard it wasn't that great. Just too bad.
Yeah, and they did the Dark Tower, and that was
Oh man,
that was so.
It was an okay movie.
Yeah, if it was its own
I didn't
thing.
read the Dark Tower.
I mean, Idris Elba was great. Great gun.
Yeah.
I mean, the way the Dark Tower is like anybody could be the gunslinger. So they were kind of going with that, but they just tried to shoehorn way too much into that. If they had just made the first book and had Idris Elba as the gunslinger, that would have been great. It would have been fine. But no, they had
it's a whole like series of 6 or 7 books.
I've read them all. It's very good.
Wow, man.
It gets a little I mean, I won't get into this episode, but I have opinions on that series.
Yeah. It's one that I haven't read, and it seems like something that I would very much enjoy.
I would recommend it.
Yeah.
Just for the crazy world that he builds. Like, it's amazing they haven't, HBO hasn't picked it up. And done something.
That would be a good one, because I've heard it ties together a bunch of his other, stories, and it kind of puts them into the same universe, if not, they come together at some... I remember at some point I heard that he goes through the town of Derry from, it, right?
He does.
Or there were, and there was some other references to something.
He goes to, the first book is, this... It's like a Western set in this weird world. And it's just the gunslinger sees he's pursuing the man in black, and he's heading for the Dark Tower, and he eventually, it's crazy. It's a crazy story. He ends up in the modern day, and the 1950s, 1960s, something like that. Then in the future, and he recruits a bunch of people to join him on his quest. It's it's crazy.
Okay.
It's a really good.
So it kind of did the multiverse thing before multiverse stuff was hot.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Man,
it's been a long time since I think I read it all when I was in middle school.
Nice.
Because it's it's not super difficult. It's Stephen King when he was all coked up.
Oh, that's
I believe.
Cool. Damn, I'm gonna have to read it then. For sure, I'm gonna have to.
At least the first 3 or 4 books. I want to say.
That's awesome.
Don't quote me on that. It's been a long time. But it's good. I check it out.
Yeah. To put this episode and to timestamp it in real life, the Firestarter got another remake, and I think it is coming out this weekend or next weekend or something. I don't know, but
Firestarter,
yeah, that was a Stephen King one.
Oh.
I started to read that book. It's about a girl who gets fire powers, so, and then this, the psychology of how it fucks with the town that she can just start fires with her mind. And I think there's cool. At some point people try to recruit her to be a weapon, I'm sure. I didn't read the whole book, but I read the first couple of chapters.
I mean, that's the beautiful thing about Stephen King is he has such a large amount that he's written that, I mean, you've obviously read stuff by him. I haven't, and I mean, if you're into Stephen King, he's definitely a acquired taste. I won't say it's very highbrow, because it's not. But no, God, when he gets some of his shit when he was high on coke, like Cujo, it is fucking crazy.
Dude, I bet. I have been afraid to read it. I've seen the new movies that when they came out, and honestly, the first movie was fucking spooky, dude. It really fucked with my brain for a little bit. The second one wasn't as scary, but that's just because I don't know. When scary things happen to adults, it's not as scary.
Yeah, no.
When scary things happen to children, it's double scary. I think. I don't know.
There's also no way that they could adapt the one chapter into the movie.
I have heard about that. Yeah.
There's
it's
no way.
A really weird orgy kind of thing.
Yeah, well, she lets all the boys take her.
Damn.
Because they have to, the point is they have to lose their innocence. Spoilers for it. Sorry. God damn. Mm-hmm. Did not mean to spoil it.
Whatever. You guys
just... It's a 30-year-old book.
Honestly.
It's good. Go check it out.
Yeah. Give it.
It's not even his best. I mean, fuck, if you want to read his best, read The Stand.
Yeah.
That's probably his best, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. This is turning into a Stephen King episode.
Yeah, it is.
When it's really
but we're about reptiles.
Herpetology.
This is a reptile.
Fuck entomologists. If you're an entomologist, get the fuck out of here. You and your bug-loving
ass. Get the fuck out of here. Ornithologists, too.
Birds aren't even real.
Yeah. Birds aren't real. You know what I heard recently that made me think about it? It was like, have you ever seen a baby pigeon? No. I haven't seen a baby pigeon.
I don't think so, no.
I've never seen a baby pigeon. I've never seen pictures of baby pigeons. You know, pigeons are. I think pigeons are cameras is the big conspiracy or something.
I mean, they're everywhere.
Or they're not real and they just charge themselves when they land on power lines or something. I've heard a little bit about it, but I didn't give it much credence.
God, who would be watching those screens,
anyway.
Man?
This is a reptile podcast.
Fuck you ornithologists, fuck you entomologists, especially entomologists.
Especially what is entomologist? Bugs. Study guys? Yeah, fuck you guys. Fucking bug creeps, dude. I'm sorry. That's really mean.
Dude, I used to watch these videos way back. This is like way back in the day. Well, like 2000, pre-2010 probably. But this guy would upload videos of like, he would put like 2 different bugs in a cage or in like a terrarium, and have them, like, he'd put a scorpion, like a dung beetle, and have them duke it out
or whatever.
Definitely morally not a good thing.
No.
Definitely, but it was really interesting to watch.
I think I've seen a praying mantis fight once between 2 praying mantis.
Well, see, that's something that would happen but he would take like 2 bugs that would never encounter each other and put them in a closed, confined space. Like an African hornet and God, I mean, just whatever. And have them duke it out to the death.
That's crazy. Wow. Early internet, wild days, right?
Crazy.
Man. It makes me curious. I've never seen bugs really duke it out with other bugs like that. Or are scorpions bugs?
Well, I mean, you know, they're arachnids, I believe.
Arachnids, that makes sense.
But you know, he would
fucking bugs.
You know, it'd be everything. Any kind of. I believe they're still, because I know I've got recommended it on YouTube like randomly. It's like it knew that I wanted to see that, and of course I indulged and I watched one. I was like, God, this is cool, but this guy is literally just taking 2 animals and making them fight to the death.
Man,
which is not good.
Ugh. Yeah, that is yucky, unfortunately. But I think it's kind of cool, but it's yucky.
Yeah, right. Whatever. I mean, it's like I watched a ton of them until I like really thought about it. I was like, God, this is kind of fucked up.
Yeah. But you know what? That's one less bug that is trying to sting me. So I don't know.
That's fair.
Maybe that's selfish and evil of me to say.
I think he also would use toads and stuff.
Oh,
and have them go up against, but I think the toads would usually win. But yeah,
really, I think of toads as these I don't know, like super zen dudes who are just hanging out and like they can see the fabric of the universe, so they just chill on lily pads or chill at the side of the lake and just ghetto or something,
Dude's got it. Man's got to eat though.
Yeah.
And they got a big mouth.
Yeah, they do. Big old sticky tongue. Mm-hmm. I want to be a frog. Frogs are cool. Amphibians. Maybe that'll be the next episode is amphibians. Or is that too... I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Yeah.
But this one's about reptiles.
Be aware of them, everybody. And know that, you'd probably be a little more safe in winter. They're kind of like zombies in that if it gets cold and there's not a lot of sunlight, they can't really move around very fast. It takes a lot of energy for them to... I feel like they can't even summon the energy if they're covered in snow or something.
It's like if they fail to eat, they die. If they fail.
Yeah.
They've just expended all their energy
like
on trying to get that meal. It'd be like chasing down a herd of deer and having a heart attack.
Oh.
It'd be the equivalent.
You would have the heart attack after you chase down the deer?
Well, if like you were just chasing deer and you were constantly, varying between a jog and a sprint. But the deer, eventually you outrun the deer. But if it was an animal and you were chasing it, that'd be the equivalent. It's like if a snake goes after a mouse and it fails, it just used a whole bunch of energy.
Yeah.
And it was wasted.
And it was wasted. Mm-hmm. That's why a lot of venom has a paralytic effect to it.
Yeah, they don't want to move.
Because like a single bite usually won't like kill you. You get bitten by something once.
It gives them time to constrict, and that's how they kill you.
Yeah.
Because they cut off the
venom
circulation.
Makes your body stop. Mm-hmm. And then they can like swallow you whole, unhinge their jaw. Like that one girl that you knew back in the day, you know what I'm saying? That girl who could unhinge her jaw.
I don't know I've ever met a woman that could unhinge her jaw, but I would like to meet her.
Oh. Pretty much every romantic interest in my life has had the ability to unhinge their jaw, so I thought that was normal.
Maybe it is normal. Maybe I've just been unlucky and only found me.
You're a bigot against unhinged jaw people. Cancel this man. He doesn't believe unhinged jaw girls.
It's really the scaly skin that puts me off.
Well, you're a bigot.
I've been called a lot of things in my life, Elliot, but I've never been called a bigot.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
All jaws are beautiful, unhinged or not.
All jaws are beautiful.
Hashtag all jaws. That's the hashtag for this episode. Get it trending.
There we go. That's the hashtag. Get it trending, fellow listeners who are also Twitter people. Do it. Get it going. Whew. And we're pretty close to it, man. I'm out of reptile material. I had those like 2 facts, and that was pretty much all I had to say about them.
Yeah, the union mandates that we end these things around an hour.
Yeah, and we've gone over for the last couple episodes, so we're we're due for a deficit episode.
The deficit.
The deficit. That's right. Anyway. Keep it cool, everybody out there. It's a scumbag summer right around the corner. So
it is, and mind your reptiles. Let them do their thing, and they'll leave you alone. Kill every wasp you see, though.
Yeah, fuck
every
wasps.
single one.
Fuck wasps.